Is this working? Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? What is this? Oh, it's like a dress shirt. Why is it on the back of my chair? Hi! Okay, so I want to tell you guys something really fast. Let me move this over here. So, I think last time I talked to you guys about Chroma TCG. They're a local card shop here in Utah that I'm working with. Oh, hi Masa, good to see you. Long time no see, hope you're well. But I just went down to their location tonight to kind of check it out. I was going to do a stream there, but I didn't have anyone to watch Ray, and she was being really clingy, so the people there offered to watch her while I did the stream, but it wasn't gonna happen, so we're like, we'll just try it another time, and I'll get a babysitter or something. But they gave me some goodies that I get to do things with on the channel, and I'm excited to show you guys. But also, they gave me a random pack to rip while I was there. I didn't ping the Discord. What's wrong with me? Yeah, I hope so too, Masa. I think it will. We have something in place for next time that I think will be a lot better. Yeah. Pokemon, there we go. But yeah, random mega pack. He was like, just here, see if you get anything. Just a little Mega Absol SIR random poll. Just crazy, right? This wasn't the this wasn't the regular holo. It was the second to last, like where the reverse holo is. So crazy. And then I got to work with Crispy Stacks a little bit. He's mostly on YouTube, but his name's Crispy Stacks. I'll have to get his link real fast. And he does card shows and giveaways and lots of cool stuff. And he gives away like all sorts of cards from different sets. Let me see if I can find his stuff. Whoops. Here, I'll just link his live that he just had, so that's easier. But he has shorts and stuff, and what he does, he has a spin wheel where you can get either a basic or like a nice card if you hit it right. And then you have 30 seconds to pick through each binder. And so in my 30 seconds that he gave me, I got Cynthia's Rose Raid. I think this is, if it'll focus camera. Camera's like, I don't know what that is. I think it's Japanese. I couldn't quite tell. I'm pretty sure it's Japanese, but it's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. We've been scammed. How come? I know, I forgot to ping the Discord. It was my fault. I thought this was a democracy. When has it ever been that? Don't I just like give you guys the illusion of voting and then I just do whatever I want most of the time? But I got these hats. It says, I collect the cute ones. And it has a Vulpix on it. And I love it. I also have like Mega Evolution Booster Bundle. I'm not even sure what this is. Because this is Japanese only. Oh wait, this is one of the shiny packs. But I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm gonna both open on stream and give out. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a cool little partnership, guys. Are you interested in the origins of Mega Starmie's design now that you've seen it? Of course I am. Give out. Things for you, not just for me. Things for we, you guys. It's pretty exciting, I think. We needed Totodile back here. I took him off, but it's really his spot up here, honestly. Is Canada evolved in giveaway? Yes, Canada is. I'm not really... I'll have to figure out all the logistics of like how to do the giveaways best, because I'm used to just like reaching out and getting a good mailing address, whatever. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I think Crispy actually does it really well. He doesn't always ship internationally, but I think I can make a couple exceptions, probably. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. For what, perhaps? So, the giveaway is not happening right now. Just so we're in understanding. But, Magnum, just to catch you up really quick, I partnered with a local TCG shop. They're called Chroma TCG. And they are primarily Pokemon cards. So, they've given me a couple of booster boxes, ETBs, tins, etc., etc. So, yeah, they're Chroma TCG on Instagram. That's probably the best way to see them. Let's see. How do I do this? Hopefully this works. Should we try it? Let me just make a link and click it. Why did that not work? Didn't work at all. Oh! Raining! Hello! Wait, maybe like this?
How are you?
There you go.
You so much. Face holding back tears emoji. Crying
What? You miss pinging me so much. You ping me all the time.
Time to get L42CF into stream right now.
What do you miss about it? You're always pinging me. Thank you, Richie. Blue Jays won. I don't know what that means. Go birds or something, right? Congrats to the Blue Jay fans. Oh, I wanted to try this too. Since I have my Switch 2 running. Hold on. I wanted to load up Violet. Just to see how it looks. Because I haven't done that yet. On the Switch 2. I just was curious. Oh, can you guys hear it? Oh yeah, okay. I see its little thing working. Go to the windmills and bask in the frames. I think I'm at Lag Lake right now, honestly. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'm over here. Wow. This actually does look like a completely different game already. Wow, that's actually insane. Okay, so, cause here, hold on, wait, stop it, Golda. Cause here's the thing. It's not like this improved upon the textures greatly or anything. Like that, like, yeah, still got all, like, that wasn't going to change. But I can live with that. It's all of the performance issues that what the hell is my team? Why do I have a Volibee? Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. What is the... Why did they change which button is the UI? Listen. Listen. Just give me a minute. Let me just... It's not... The X? Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta try this. What? Stop. Do you know how ridiculous this is? To just open up this menu, the uniform menu, and then close it and have it take that much time? Dude. That I remember playing when I was playing this game. If I accidentally hit that button on the D-pad to open up the menu, I'd be like, oh, god damn it, because I knew it was going to take like a full minute to open and close. Whoops. Wow. Are they going to do this for Legends Arceus at some point? Do they have any plans to do that? I'm actually in such disbelief right now. Like, I can't. This is a game I could absolutely live with. Look at that. Okay, where else should we go? We should go somewhere else. We should how does this work? It's not punishing to flip through all of these all these menus now. Oh, there's the map. Okay. It looks so good. It just works. Like, look how fast it's working. Where's the windmills at? They're I think they're on the east side actually. It's been too long since I've played this. Does anyone know what town that's in? Maybe it is over here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is over here. The lake is usually the worst spot by far. I mean, yeah, this is pretty wild. Like, just... Dude. How old's Ray right now? She just turned 18 months old. Isn't that crazy? Dude, look at that. You can... the load distance on the Pokemon. Like, this is such a low bar, right? But still, like... the fact that they're loading in at all and it's not making my Switch sound like it's gonna take off. Like, that's amazing. Has Ray selected her first Pokemon yet? Not yet. Not quite yet. But she does love Pikachu, and she says Pikachu very well, and she'll go, Pikachu! It's really cute. There was actually a little boy, when we were at the meetup tonight at the card shop, who was dressed in a Pikachu onesie, and Ray was like, she goes, Pikachu! And like ran up to him, and he's like, oh, I don't know about this. Like, he was pretty little. He's maybe like, I'd say probably like 2 or 3. So he's like, oh, I don't know. It's a little bit shy, but Ray's like, this is my hero. Pikachu. The flesh. This is nutty. I want to go somewhere else. I want to explore. She loved the Chansey you saw at Target. That's true. She does love that Chansey, and it's so big, and she wants to carry it around with her like she does the little teeny plushies. So she'll just grab it and try to drag it down the hallway. I'm like, all right, good luck. Like, I believe in you. Oh, this is one of the windmills, at least. Look at it. Guys, it has frames. Guys, the windmill has frames. Oh, this is the Sunflora town. Oh, if only I could do that. Can I do that mission? Will they let me do it? Dude. Yes. Yes, I would. Look at the sun current. Okay, this is just making me like progressively more upset that they didn't just wait to release this game on the Switch 2. Like, could you imagine how much more, not only refined would it be if they waited, but this feels like way more of a finished game than what they gave us. Like, are you serious? It's just silly. Look, the Sunflora that are following me have frames. Amazing. Guys. Do you guys remember this when you played it the first time on the Switch 1? These Sunflora were literally like 10 FPS. This is wild. Oh. Whoops. Okay, anyways. We don't have to do this whole thing. My Switch was at 5 FPS. Oh, true. Sorry, I had a better model. Mine was 10. Another person I watched posted the idea that Scarlet Violet was designed for some sort of Switch Pro, but the pandemic and the chip shortage ruined the possibility. I mean, I feel like that's pretty optimistic. I could believe that. It still just feels like with the Switch 2 on the horizon that they really probably should have just waited. Alright. Wow, this is a much more enjoyable experience. I can't lie to you. And I haven't even really done anything. But it just picks up so much slack. I don't know. That's wild. If the Switch 2 wasn't $450, I'd go for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for that either. It's expensive. I do really like it. What does the milk say after 6 hours of waiting? What? Nothing, it's sour. Oh. Oh, wow. Me and my best pal Starmie. Oh, right, we gotta go up there to beat the Dragon Knight up, yeah? Did I didn't move all my floettes yet, or flabébés, excuse me. We just need the orange one. Is that true? Where's my blue one? Where's... Oh, it's literally right here. And with that, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yeah, but milk doesn't talk. Hey, listen, Scotty. We can't splice up the semantics right now, okay? Semantics, not semantics. What's wrong with me? How did I get up there before? Oh yeah, I remember. Slicing up the semantics. Yeah, sometimes I just be saying things, right? Who cares what words mean, right, guys? Okay, oh, right. Going here. I love when Starmie uses Surf and clears like a whole bunch in a row. Very satisfying. Hello, Dedenne. Wee. Get him, Starmie. Oh, true. The Dedenne? Did Dedenne just commit suicide? Did you please tell me you guys? Can someone clip right now? Did you see in the background? Oh my god, look, there it is! It just jumped off the building. Dedenne, no! How did that miss? Oh. It's alright, I got a guy for that. He'll pick those up for me. You told me to clip. Hey, thank you. Ouch. Oh. Oh, Starmie did it. Alright. Surf goes crazy, doesn't it? It's so nice. I'm a big surf enjoyer. Rip to your boy, thank you. This Mega Evolution was only recently discovered too. We don't know what to expect from it. Okay, wait, I have to see this clip. It was so funny to me in the moment. Stop it. I already saw it. Hey, look at this. We probably don't need my commentary, but... Okay, Starmie, boom. Cinematic, in the air. Attacks a Talonflame. Whirlwind. Dedenne, for no reason, jumps off the roof. What did he do? Why did he do that? Look at this. Oh, wait a minute. Was it because of Starmie? Talonflame walks up to hit Starmie. Starmie jumps off the roof. And then just a little, you know, subvert expectations. Boom! Right here. Aqua Jet. Dedenne's like, hey, where'd that Starmie go? Oh, no! Okay, sorry. Anyways. We can continue. Dragonite is such a freaking cutie pie. Don't do anything reckless? Man, no promises. Does he slap his face before we start? Was he just like... Oh, god damn it. I forgot to teach Starmie the ice move. We've got Power Gem. Oh, that's cool. All the feathers. The wing placement is a choice, I guess. Honestly, it makes sense to me from what Dragonair is, because Dragonair's wings are on their head too, and they canonically fly. So I kind of love it. It has grown on me. Uh-oh. Here comes the big twister. Starmie. Here we go. Grow some legs. Yeah. The pose. Starmie, we died. Immediately we died. We did that and we did it in the worst possible time. I'm so sorry. We mega evolved right inside of that fucking tornado. He said, God, I hate Starmie. Hey, don't be hating on my goat like that. That's the star you're hating on. I'm a fan. Hi, V-Factor. Good to see you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Thunderbolt even land? Getting so fast. I love the feather effects around him though. So cool. Oh, we only have 2 C+ moves on the outstick. Oh shoot. Here it comes. The storm. Freaking rip. This has got to go away. Oh, that was nice. Big damage. Dragonite doesn't seem as aggro as some of the other ones, but I think we're about to get to that halfway mark, so maybe I'm about to eat my words. I should take back Talonflame. You get smoked by all the lightning. What's that? This is new? Is this Hyper Beam? Who's that? Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Oh my god. I'm really excited to see Embor and Meganium's megas whenever that's gonna happen. Oh, rip. Oh. Roll out, hon. Get him. Roll out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, nice! I didn't wait. I just realized that you can stop that from happening. Oh no, you can't. It still happens. Okay. Whoa! Oh, I think Scolipede just took the whole brunt of that. Oh, every time it was for Scolipede. Giga Drain. I probably should have brought a fairy to this fight. I literally have a Clefairy. Wait. I have to revive somebody. Do I even have a revive? Oh, thank goodness I do. It's like, uh-oh. We're about to wipe. Oh boy. Get her back in the ball. Wow. What? That was crazy. Come on, star me. That's my goat right there. We did it. Hooray. I know, the way it runs, its whole stance, it's just, it's a lot. You're on a roll, Charlie. Sooner or later, we're gonna figure out what's causing all these Pokemon to go rogue. Then Lumios will be a place shared by people and Pokemon, just like the folks at Quizartico want. Thanks. Keep it up. With your sock puppet account? What is your sock puppet account? What does that mean? Okay. Oh, it's T-Tar! Hello, Mr. T-Tar. It's on YouTube. Oh, I see. Yeah, I simulcast now. So, I'm on YouTube too. But not just in vertical anymore. It should be in both ways now. Okay. Tyranitar is Dark Rock. Dark Rock. We don't get the Mega Dragonite, sad. But we can get a Dratini and stuff and evolve it. I should really get some levels on some of these guys. We can put Excadrill in though. Instead of Meowstic. Meowstic might just get wrecked. Clefable wouldn't be bad either, actually. Get more levels on. Let's see, can you learn an ice move? Is that possible? You can learn Flash Cannon, that's cool. What about the research? Is there... Blizzard's at 42. Can I learn... Damn, I don't know. I was gonna say, can I learn Ice Beam, but... You could handle this on your own if you had to, but you can count on Scrafty and me for help. Sweet. Sounds great. You guys are likely soon to Mega Evolve target Tyranitar, the armor Pokemon. You did your research, huh? As you'd expect from the name, it possesses impressive defenses. This might be a long fight. But my Scrafty should do well against the Tyranitar in terms of matchups. In any case, this Tyranitar needs our help, so we'll simply have to do it. Oh, wait. Wait, sorry. Bois needs to be on the team here. I'm actively trolling by not having Bois on the team. There we go. Let's do it. Tyranitar is so cute. That looks like the same model from Pokemon Snap. Yeah, it looks a little bit scary now. Get away from me. Stompy. Just a stomper guy. Huge. Uh-oh. The big sandstorms. Oh, man. Oh. Whoa. Blog, get out of there. Oh, shoot. Now that's a cool mega. Yeah, T-Tar looks great. Looks so scary. Oh. Excadrill, run. Oh, whoops. I do that every time. Because when you... I realize why I do it all the time. Because when you're pressing, like you're locking in and pressing Y, when you can't lock in anymore, it'll just, brain stop working. Whoa! It'll just open the menu instead. Oh shoot! Oh. Starmie's so big. This is not even an alpha Starmie. This is just a regular mega Starmie. Why are you so big? That's actually wild. Whoa. Music, please. What did I just do? She just leered with metronome? Nice. Sick. Good job, Clefable. Nice metronome rollout. What else you got, buddy? Fire fanged him. That's crazy. I know you did. You are already dead. Neat. All these wild Pokemon gathering in Lumiose and all these rogue Mega Evolution. I'll be relieved when we can finally figure out the cause and put these mysteries to bed. Hooray! Oh, you know what? We read Mega Starmie's Pokedex entry. I haven't read hardly anyone else's Mega Pokedex. I wanted to see what they had to say. Yeah, Titanic Jaws, that checks out. But what about my boy? My girl? Its deadly venom gives off a faint glow. The venom affects Scoliped's mind, honing its viciousness. Whoa! Hey, make it a little bit nicer, can we? Can we make it a little bit kinder to Scolipede? This Pokemon brings its arms and head together. It forms a streamlined shaped spin and spins at high speeds. It can destroy anything. Oh. Anything, you say? We don't have Electros, so we don't know. We don't know Dragalge either, but oh my gosh, look at Dragalge. I'm gonna just assume that this causes the bubonic plague. I don't know. This looks like death, but in a really cool way. Frostlass. Oh yeah, we can't read the rest of them because we don't own them. Yeah, that's fair. Eidoki. Sorry. Had to eat this cookie while I streamed. That's another wave of Rogue Mega Evolution dealt with. As usual, it was largely thanks to your efforts. In fact, you really outdid yourself this time. I'm so glad we got you on Team MZ. Hey, Az, can I ask you something? Yes, what is it, my young friend? You keep saying we need to find the strongest Mega Evolution user. How do we determine that? Like, how do we know which trainer's the actual strongest? That is up to Floette to decide. How do you mean? I mean that it will require the greatest of Mega Evolution users to handle Floette's true power. For the moment, let us simply be glad that you all continue to succeed in calming rogue Pokemon. But, do we know how Floette will even decide who's the strongest? Maybe it's gotta be a Pokemon trainer that Floette thinks she could rely on. Well, that must be Charlie. Says who? Hmm? Grisham? Is this just Giovanni? Grisham, where are you? Why are you locked in a cellar? Actually worse in a way? Oh, the Dragalge? Yeah, I've got to evolve mine and have that on the squad. I need to know what it is. Describe taste. It is a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie and it is very delicious. It tastes very, very pumpkin-y, very chocolate chip. We have the same pic. I'll be honest, I completely forgot that that was my picture. Hey, Papa Fure! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. That's 10 total on the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy your gifted subs, you guys. Papa Fure, I'll have to go back and check, because at the end of the month, I'm tallying, you know, of course, all the subs, bits, tips, whatever, to send out those tiers for Droptober. But I think you're technically in a elite tier? Pretty certain? So thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Would you like to know the Failings Dex entry? Is that against the rules? No, it's fine. It's mainly about seeing the Mega Evolutions for myself, and any major plot points. Those are the spoilers that I truly care about, you know? The rest is like, it happens, right? But I like to see and experience things for the first time. Mega Phalanx has taken on the ultimate battle formation, which can be achieved only if the troopers and brass have the strongest of bonds. Oh, they literally are a Gundam. They're the best of friends. Hey, that makes no retreat kind of hit different, honestly. Odd they made it to rank B but managed to keep their face secret. Some folks prefer not to show their face in their profile photo. They want to keep their daily lives and their ZA Royale activities separate. Some people sign up using pseudonyms or nicknames too. I'm new here, finally glad to find someone who's playing the story rather than shiny hunting. Well, hello! We've been kind of slowly getting through the story. But welcome, welcome. How are you supposed to find them to have your promotion match? Have to wait for them to find you, I guess. Oh, that's a good point. We don't even know. We just know their name. And risk things getting worse with Prism Tower? Well, don't we know a detective? Hi, Casey. Good to see you. Yeah, she's our best bet. Let's head to the Looker Bureau, Charlie, and try to find more about this Grisham. Grisham? Not Grisha. That's Attack on Titan. Looks like the competition's about to see who hits rank A first. Oh, to see who hits rank A first has begun. Who joins the Zia Royale under a false name? There's some strange people out there. The strongest Mega Evolution user. Another role I should have fulfilled and yet failed to. Poor guy. Kanichi! Hello! Thank you for the 84 months. So good to see you. Speaking of Droptober, Kanichi is a tier 3 sub, so you're automatically in trainer tier. So I'll be reaching out to you to send you little goodies. Okay. What is 19? Excuse me. I see a papa boy. Drampa, that we were not looking at the same thing. Cam and I were not looking at the same silhouette, I noticed. Are you doing something similar for December, Charlie? Honestly, I wanted to see how this works out for October, and if it works out well, then yes. This is kind of my first time in a while doing like a drop, so if it goes good, then absolutely. Kangaskhan. Hey, mama. Get in the ball. The baby. Oh my god. Freeze dry. I love using metronome. It's just like gambling. But it's not that bad, you know? Eat, Crash. Uh-oh. You turn. Uh-oh. Roll out, Scolipede, hurry! All the fur crowds. Is November a joke to you? November's, I think it would just be kind of hard to do back to back, honestly. I saw you. I saw you, little Vivi. Where'd you go? Where'd it go? Uh-oh. The boy. I need a girl Eevee. Nice. Metal Claw did not work there. I just really thought that it would, you know? Nice. Okay, well, at least we got a Eevee. Cleffa. That's a big. Oh, it's Alpha. I was like, that's a big Clefairy. It's level 58. It's kind of wild. Uh-oh. Oh. Whoa! Whoa! It's avoided... it avoided Excadrill entirely. Kind of scary. Here's what's very important though, you know? Hip hip hooray! That's not Drampa. Listen. Honestly, here's how the team should look. It's just all poison and water Pokemon. Dude, where's my Crobat? Then the gang would really be all here. I need Crobat and Kingdra. Oh good, even Skrelp is happy. Good night, everybody. Time to take a little snoozer. Wait, actually, I really want to get new clothes. This is all very important. I kind of wish, like in Legends Arceus, you could have more than one Pokemon out at a time to take pictures. But I suppose we can't ask for everything, right? What is that? Oh, Phalanx! Oh, I see. Is that Froakie? Come on, who the hell's in here? Oh yeah, look who it is. Uh-oh. That's a lot of failings. Oh my god. Can I please throw the ball? There we go. Yay, we caught one. Huge. Catch 2. We're kind of decimating the local phalanx population here right now. That was not my intention of coming over here. I just want to see who else they had. But they sure had a lot of phalanx. Imagine. Flappy? Oh, he was not. Oops. Okay, well, at least we caught one of them. Oh, it's a big Ampharos. And I have a team of water Pokemon right now. That's really cool. Let's just swap that around a little bit, you know. Do I have any... I mean, just level 50. Whoa, 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 your fight is with him! That's crazy! Good, just stay in there. Just stay in there. That's perfect. You're doing great. Hi, David. It was just you. Oh. What? 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 Was it even... Was Excadrill looking around with his mouse? I don't know what happened. I didn't think that I threw the ball at him when he was 0 HP, but maybe I did. The mod check. So funny. Damn. Oh. Oh. Hello, frog. Get in my net ball. Froggy. Oh, what? What? Are you serious? Are you joking? Okay, oh, hold on. Hold on. Can we leave? Can we leave and come back? Are you serious? Oh, what? I just waited too long. I never heard you yell like that before. Well, I was very upset. You perfectly jumped away. He said, I'm going to use this Shuppet to hone in on people's negative feelings to help stop crime. Seems unethical, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, maybe we, Let's fly over here for a second and then we'll fly back. Oh, I remember 17. Hold on. I don't want to go back there. Well, that's just all the Pyroar and the Diggersby, right? Dude, where's the Froakie? Did I actually just mess up so badly? Oh, man. Oh, he's back. Oh. Please don't be a nighttime only spawn. Please. It would be so sad. Oh. That's a netball, damn it. No! I scared him again. I use this quick ball for no reason. Alright, interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for the sub, man. Dang it, dude. I wonder if I have to go all the way out to respawn the Froakie again. Or if maybe I just have to wait a little bit. He did seem to spawn while I was in here. So maybe it's just like a matter of getting rid of some of the other Pokemon. Hi, Jamie. Reading about me, I learned we are in the same state and I go to the Green College. Oh, no way! Small world, dude. Small freaking world. Oh, okay, he's back. Okay, he's actually not that. He's not that rare of a spawn. He's just up high and I have to be very careful to not scare him away. No, no, no! All my netballs. We have to take it out on the Phalanx. Wait, is Shiny Froakie still in chat? It just dawned on me. It just recently dawned on me. This is the first time we've had Greninja back in a while, yeah? Had quite a few games where you couldn't have one. He always runs right here. Maybe if we just hide here really quietly. Maybe it'll show up. Hi, Vern. Good to see you. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe I should use a better ball. We'll just be very patient. Hey, Midas. Thank you for the raid. How's it going? You throw a ball. I'm really trying. I'm really trying my best. Wait, David, are you here? I don't think you were here at the beginning of the stream. I wanted to show you some polls I got today. How's your daughter? She's great. Okay, I guess we wait again. I'm here. Okay. Looky what I pulled today. Okay, so I got to rip one Mega Evolutions pack, and I got an SIR. Kind of crazy. Pretty stoked about it. Literally unreal. I could not believe it. And then I was on this guy Crispy Stack stream. He's a YouTuber, and he you can spin a wheel, and basically you can either get a basic or an upper. And if you get an upper, you have 30 seconds to go through his binder, and you can pick any card and you can keep it. And I got Cynthia's Rose Raid. If it'll focus. The camera hates me. There. That's pretty cool. Yay! Okay, we did it. Now we can leave. What is the other thing in here? What is that silhouette? I can't even tell what it is. That's not Ampharos. Seems rather big. Whatever it is. Is it Florges? Actually, I think it might be Florges. Maybe that's the rare? I don't know. I don't know where it would spawn. I feel like I've walked all around everywhere in here. Oh yeah, because this is where the Florges fountain is. So it's probably pretty good. Yeah, I was so stoked. Which wild area is this? 5? Oh, we've got everything in 5. I'm not super interested in 10. Carbink. Oh, wait. 18. Oh, this got dragons in it. Bugs, that's always good. Grandpa. 17 scares me. 17 freaks me out. Okay, we gotta go to 18. How's the game so far? I'm really enjoying it. If I were to give it a little bit of criticism, I would say the beginning kind of drags. Like I still enjoyed the tutorial. It didn't bother me that much, but it railroads you pretty hard if you're just wanting to like get in and play. But I think once you're outside of that, it's genuinely so fun. Like I've been really enjoying my time with this game. Oh, it's low punny. Don't hop at me. Oh. Dude, Midas, I don't want to hear anything that has not been officially announced by Pokemon at all. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in any leaks. Like none of it. It's just, I like to hear things when the companies want me to hear them. No, you're fine. You don't have to be sorry. I just want you to know, like, I really try to avoid leaks at all costs, because it's just not the delivery that I think the company wants me to have for what it is, so I like to give it a good chance. It's just a personal preference. What? Oh man. Make a bunny for me. How do we get up here? Everything just like up high? But Pokemon's kind of a... Ooh. Cam, do not look now. Hold on. Pokemon's kind of unique though because they just had these big Giga Leaks come out. And like, what are you supposed to do? Like, they're all over the internet and it's been so frustrating. Uh-oh. Look at him on the ground! Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to see him just walking around. Oh. Okay, he smoked me a little bit. Hey, listen. Hold on. Hold on. We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be best pals. Look, I love how he walks. I love it. Get in the ball. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't hit him because he's flying, right? Fair, my bad. Excadrill. Excadrill Mega Evolved just to use Metal Claw. Oops. I don't have a single fairy move on my Audino. We're getting swept. He just regen all of his health. Quick ball, go! He knows. He knows. Listen. Oh my god, he's too pissed. He's too pissed. I couldn't even endure. Whoops. Thanks. I'm glad I reached it. Like, based on all the game timelines, I expect to be the next year's holiday game with the official announcement next Pokemon Day in Feb. For sure. Like 30th anniversary announcement. That's what I think so too. Let's just get out of here for a moment. Just heal up really fast and come back. I have Feraligatr. I'll just not Mega Evolve him. I think that'll be fine. Probably throw you in here too. And then give Audino some real moves. Oh, she can learn Icy Wind? That's nice. Ace Punch? I think Audino's strong enough for that move. Why does Nurse Joy look high in this game? All the Nurse Joys look different. This Nurse Joy looks like she's a little tired. Oh! What? You can change their facial expressions? What? Get me behind the counter right now. Let me take a picture with you. Let me know. Bonjour. Okay, well, never mind. Don't check the other nurses? Well, immediately we have to. Immediately. Hello. Oh. So cute. I love this. Is this just for the Nurse Joys? Like, I'm assuming this isn't gonna work on Ball Guy. What? This is awesome. Oh. Guys, did you know this? Did you have any idea? I truly, truly did not know. What's the move? There's so many. Probably this one. Oh, if you're not playing music, they'll look at you. Wait, I forgot to change my... This is real sad girl hours right now. Wait, can I... Let's go! This game is so good. Wow. I can't believe you can do it to the NPCs too. Like all of I was like, oh, maybe this is just a Nurse Joy thing. No, you can just walk up to someone and make them smile for the picture. It doesn't work on your Pokemon though, yeah? No, it's just them. Okay, well, we can't have everything. I see. Amazing. Computer, show me another Nurse Joy. I like to see the difference. The Nurse Joys actually do all have different facial expressions though. It's not even the same static ones. That's so fun. Am I just being wild about this right now? I'm so excited about this for no reason. Oh, she's so cute. Stop. She's literally so pissed. Like, she's like, like, welcome to the Pokemon Center. How can I help you? Oh, if it isn't this fucking bitch again. Like, can you please not play this so loudly on your phone? I love it. No, there are not voice lines in this game. Pokemon has made it pretty clear that it's by design that they don't have voice acting in their main series games. So you just get me making every voice. Mimi, where's Emma? Oh, hello there. What can I do for you today? If this is about your case, I've narrowed down the list of likely candidates by looking at people who came to Lumios within the last few years. Thanks, Emma, but it's actually another missing person we're here for today. Another missing person? Alright, let's hear it. We need to find Charlie's opponent for her next promotion match. Do you have a name? Grisham. Grisham. Know the name? One of the top-ranked trainers in the Zia Royale, or so I've heard. I can give you the information you need, but this knowledge could potentially put you in danger. Do you still want to know? Yeah. Yeah, of course. I figured you'd say that. Okay, I know what to do. If you beat me in battle, I'll tell you what I know. Come on, let's head outside. Now, why on earth? Why is Emma gatekeeping this knowledge behind a battle? Is she just bored? She's just bored. She's not doing anything on that laptop and she knows it. Emma stayed out of the Zia Royale because she's always got tons of detective work on her plate. But you gotta know, she's super strong. Are you ready to battle me? I'm ready to win. I'll be using Pokemon that were given to me by a man who played an important role in my life. Malamar, everyone, let's go. She's got the Malamar? That's crazy. Oh no, because last time she Mega Evolved Ampharos. Get him. Oh, okay, I guess it was not Ampharos, so... Is it Mawile? I like the guessing game that they have me doing every time. I doubt that it's Lopunny, because they only ever seem to Mega Evolve with the last one in their party. Oh, it could be Lucario though. This barely got me. My Vaporeon's moveset. Charm Wish, Takedown, Bite. Nice. I'm glad that I didn't change anything. Very, very nice. At least we got the charm off. It is nice. Show me this freak in action. My Pokemon and I aren't alone. My old mentors have our backs in spirit. She's like, I give my heart to the world. Malamar does look so crazy. Sorry, Stormy just looking back at me real quick before getting smoked. Oh, wait, we're a poison type. This is not good. Oh, never mind, we have Mega Horn. Everything's fine. Never mind. Good thing those old guys aren't here to see this. Tell me what you want to know about Team Flare. Oh, tell me, what do you know about... What do you two know about Team Flare? God, talking. They're the group that caused a ton of trouble for Kalos 5 years ago, right? Exactly right. Their group was led by a man named Lysander. He disappeared 5 years ago, but now he's reappeared, calling himself L. He's been spotted around town with a mysterious Pokemon. It seems suspicious, so I decided to investigate them, not for a client, just for me. But everything I've uncovered tells me that L hasn't been doing anything sinister at all. In fact, he seems to be genuinely trying to help save Lumiose. So it's not the old guard we've got to worry about here, but rather the new... See, about 5 years ago I had my own ties to someone who was involved in Team Flare. Oh yeah. What was his name? Zerozy, what's the fuck his name? Before Team Flare collapsed, they started making moves to ensure they left a legacy. Apparently they tried a few different things, including making the expansion suit that I use. Xerosic, thank you. Another one of their efforts involved training up a new generation to carry on their ideals. Grisham was one of the young trainers that Team Flare taught, though it's not clear if Grisham is even a real name or not. And now it seems Grisham's taking part in the ZR Royale, but why? To what end? Or is it for Team Flare? There's no real saying for sure, not until I do some more digging at least. You know what? I bet Maple at the Pokemon Research Lab could tell you more about Grisham. Maple's like, please don't bring him up. Don't tell me anything about my old boss. Sorry, but that's not for me to say. It's up to Maple to decide how much she wants to share. Thanks for the tip, Emma. I'll do some investigating on my own. You should go to the Pokemon Research Lab and see what Mabel says, Charlie. Okay. See Mabel again? Don't mind if I do, honestly. I love hanging out with Mabel. This is not the right place. What is this? Lantern? Pog! Shows records of research conducted by individual trainers. These days, our lab is using an aid to wild zones. What are they working on with Lantern right now? I am invested. What do you got to tell me about Lantern, sir? I'm a specialist in restoring Pokemon fossils. Oh! Stone, yes. By chance, I do know this. I might want to try... I'm assuming that you can restore as many as you want, but I think I might try to shiny hunt this later with the Jaw fossil, because I really like Tarantrum's shiny. That rat, that vile little man. Can't believe that, Mayor. It's not our fault. We keep getting more wild zones. It's not even like I can tell him off, not when he knows I'm basically at his mercy. That doesn't mean I should get worked into the ground. I'm acting director of this place. Miss Mabel? Are you making progress on my research tasks? Dude, do we have the same gamer chair? I'm missing my head pillow that usually goes here, but we kind of have the same gamer chair. Hers is just like Team Flare edition. I didn't know she was a C9 fan. That's crazy. Grisham? Who could that be? Someone who's in Team Flare? Team Flare? Seems you already know more about Grizz than I would have thought. C9 Maple. Do the NPC trainers ever randomly have shinies? None that I've run into, but I don't know. I don't know for a fact. Fine. So I used to be part of Team Flare. Wait, seriously? I don't really mind telling people if they merely are curious. But there's still people today who react badly if they even hear the words Team Flare, you know? Well, you guys did want to commit a global genocide. Like a mass extinction event, so that's... It was only 5 years ago. It's kind of understandable. I don't exactly walk around advertising it, but I won't lie about it if I'm asked either. When everything fell apart, I got taken into custody along with the others. But I took a plea deal. So I got made acting director of this lab. Easy to keep tabs on me if I'm always stuck here, right? My role in Team Flare also had me looking into Pokemon energy and all, so I don't hate the work. Sorry, I didn't mean for a sob story to spill out. You want to know about Grisham, huh? He was a part of the younger generation in Team Flare. Everyone called him Grizz. It means gray, like the color of ashes. He was pretty strong when it came to Pokemon battles. Not that he got much of a chance to show off that skill in that time. I honestly don't know what he might be thinking now joining the ZI Royale. But if you really gotta know, you might want to try the Novu Cafe over in Centrico Plaza. The coffee truck? Oh yeah, because they're the Team Flare coffee truck. Nouveau? You'll find out when you go, don't worry. Oh, won't you? Sheesh, kid, don't take all the mystery and fun out of life. You're about to walk into a pretty sticky situation, but I'll be there to help when the time comes. And don't forget, I still want you to keep up the research work too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello! Hello, friends! Excuse me. Hello, little guys. How you doing? Little scamps? Thanks for coming. Have you figured out what it is I need you for? No. Well now, that's a dull response, isn't it? Fine, if you're gonna be very boring, then I'll just get to the point. See, my predecessor left me with a little homework. He asked me to entrust some of his Pokemon to any interesting trainers that came across my work. And despite your disappointing reaction just now, you're generally pretty interesting. Don't be shy, go on and choose one. Hello. Hello. Is this something that you're that you could shiny hunt, or are these locked? I would imagine that they're probably locked. I'm just gonna have to tell myself that. Hopefully. Yeah, sorry, we know what is happening here. I'm a Bulba truther. They're locked? Okay. You better not let me down for thinking you're actually any fun. Show this Bulbasaur a wide world of new sights and experiences. Oh, I will, okay. Me and Bulba? We go way back. That's the right choice. Oh, thank goodness, Brokey. Thank goodness. I love frickin' Bulbasaur. Okay, let's... Sorry, hold on. Okay, never mind. Ray woke up for a moment, but it looks like she put herself back to sleep. I think we're okay. I need to find an orange Flabébé. Yeah, Flabébé. Where I can find one. Maybe I just need to look wherever the Flabébé spawn in general. So I want to complete that so I can change my hair. I want to do we gotta do a little makeover every time we get on, you know? Important priorities. Or anything is. Oh. Here's Flabébé. A little cabbage toad. Here's a little cabbage toad. These are both red. I think they're always red when I'm here though. Oh, this one. Is this one red? Yes. Need an orange one. Hi, Vern. How's it going? What is this? They got me again. Who? Spinnerack? Who made the Spinnerack mad? I turned in all my army gear, but we're on standby for fires again. Are you serious? We're at the end of October. Come on. Can't the fires just not happen for once? Oh, burn. I'm just so excited for you to have a real break. Phew. Thanks for getting me out of that sticky situation. You really saved me. Orm, don't look behind you. That was the work of these Spinnerack here. Truth is, the three of them are my partners. I call them the Spinnerack civvies. When they get angry, they always wrap me up and leave me high and dry like that. These are your Spinnerack? Those will always be red because those flower beds are red. Oh, I didn't know that. This time I messed up by destroying a web they'd just finished making. Big mistake. The three of them strung me up and left me hanging, but I wish they'd show me some mercy. It's not like I did it on purpose. Pissed. Okay, you made your point. I'll be more careful, I promise. You know what would be better use for all that silk? Nets and ropes to sell for some quick cash. I'm kidding, that was a joke. Don't string me up against Spinnerack civvies. This guy has 3 Spinnerack and they all hate him. More time for fishing. Hey, we got net balls for that. Thank goodness. So I need to find some orange flower beds then. Pog? These are orange flowers. Wait! Is this... Am I the luckiest girl in the world? Oh. Come on! Wait, I think that's a yellow one. Wait, is that a yellow one? These look like orange flowers. Oh, it is yellow. Dang it. That felt so promising. Like, these are for sure orange. Oh, but I guess where it was, these are... No, those look more orange. Yellow. And red. Gotta be some orange flabébés around here. Yeah? It's like Pokemon, but instead of throwing ball, I hook and eat them. You throw line. You cast line. This is way easier to tell at nighttime. Alright, let's go talk to them. We'll look for this last flabébé later.
Centennium just followed.
The only good thing we've got to offer is our location. You here for another nasty drink? If you'd like to order something, please speak to the young lady there. I'd like to order a meeting with Grisham.
Ball Dragon 8505
Well, isn't this
just
entertaining?
followed.
It looks like you managed to find your next opponent. The quiet master of Centrico Plaza's famed Nouveau cafe truck is indeed just a front. The truth is, I'm one of the top-ranked trainers in the Zia Royale, the foremost trainer in rank B, and the boss of Team Flare Nouveau. Yes, you found me, Grisham, at your service. I've got my own goals to achieve, goals that have brought me to the ZA Royale, which is why I cannot let you defeat me. I suppose this still makes a little sense to you, however. Shall I explain the whole thing? Grisham, you know this kid is with Az. There's no point in even trying to explain it all to someone on Az's side. Oh no, they're bad guys. This is Grizel, one of my Grizel? You're Grism and Grizel? That's wild. One of my comrades in Team Flare Nouveau. Let's just take this kid down right here, right now while we've got the chance. Grizel, please do calm yourself. Nouveau Cafe is here to offer comfort to the masses. It's no place to start a commotion. Fine, I sent you a location. If you care at all about knowing the truth, go there and wait. We'll close up shop and then head over. Whoa. If you'd be so kind, please check your map and find your own way. We'll meet you there. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that I'm gonna have to fight a Charizard. Also, I don't think I have enough points. I think I have to go to a battle zone first. Pretty certain. Wait, before I do this actually. Wait, no. Sorry, I know I said wait several times. Please forgive me. I was going to be right back really fast, but we'll be alright. Icy wind. I'll take it. Make an opponent drowsy. I didn't even read what that card did. Nice. Good job, Vaporeon. Demiseer. How does Aqua Ring work here? Whoa. Oh, it did heal. I saw. So does that... Oh, wait. Does that work outside of battle then? Oh, 45k. Dang. Wait. Oh, we can't really target anything though. With fairy moves? On the roof. That's so crazy. Oh. Hurricane looks so good. Fairy and dark moves. Okay, wait. If I pause, I don't know if the day-night timer will still go. Hopefully it won't, but I'll be right back really fast. Alright. Sorry about that. I just really needed some water. Like, dying of thirst. Okay. Fairy and dark type moves. I've got, I don't know. Be good. Hello? I just can't hit the Abomasnow? I don't know, please. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. When does Wish come in? That took a minute. Oh wait, I don't want to Mega Evolve against the Ice type. Whoops. What did Ray call the moon? Guy? Oh yeah, she did. Guy? That was so scary. If we're gonna do a playthrough of Pokemon Sun and Guy, maybe eventually. I've been playing through Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon on my own, just on my DS as like, that's like my time, like my little game time, you know. So I don't know that I'll stream it anytime soon because it's been like top of mind, you know. And just so cool. Ultra Sun and Ultra Guy. True, true. Good points, good points. Oops. Why do you also have Abomasnow on the roof? Is that not a little bit crazy? Whoa. Yikes. We need Chandelure too. I gotta level up my Oh wait, I can catch a Lampent, huh? Because you evolve Litwick with the Dusk Zone, right? And then Lampent you just have to level, right? Am I remembering that correctly? I have no idea. Is that just a lone? Is that just a wild Absol? Can I not catch it? Wow. I have to sneak up on this lady. I need Talonflame back. Where are they? My little Bulbasaur. Liquid evolves level 45 or something insane, and then you Stone Lamp it. Oh, okay. Why would I? Yeah, that makes way more sense. Why did I have that so backwards? Damn it. My 20,000 points. What? I mean, I guess. They just collide midair. Incredible stuff. Ooh. There's no way. They're like facing me. Okay, that worked. Sweet. Uh-oh. Fletch. Please give me a coffee. Please heal my Pokemon. Okay, we just gotta do that 9 more times and then we'll have all our points. I see a Slurpuff. Wait, how much was this? 25k? I mean, yeah. Oh. A marshmallow. Oh. The plot. Hi, Legacy. Good to see you. Where are the other trainers at, though? Really solid effort, Scolipede. Just this time. Okay, well. Please, I beg of you. Why are you stuck right here? Come here, come here, come here, come here. Let's just recoup for a moment. There we go, there we go. Beautiful. Don't see anyone over there. Oh. Another Hex Maniac. Won't you come over here? Oh, oh no! Dang it. You. Bandit. Bandit's such a little freak. I'll make sure the whole world knows the wonder of ghost types. I believe you. Go back up here. Come on, lady. Come on. on, walk over this way, please. So Mega Evolved Scolipede. She's like, seems a little suspicious. Very nice. Oh, is that Aurorus? Alright, Scolipede, get the drop on him. We have the advantage. If I could just... Someone's gotta tell these guys to stop getting this Ultra Ball haircut. I'm honestly shocked that that didn't knock out Aurorus. Oh, shoot. Tyrantrum. Oh, shoot. Earthquake? We are on top of a building, sir. You can't be doing that. Oh, and Aerodactyl. Oh. Trainer has good taste. Yeah, he likes his fossils. One of my bonus cards. Hope it's a good one. Yeah, easy one. I'm already doing that anyway, so might as well. Use super effective moves, it doesn't matter what kind. Sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, Scolipede and Aurorus are shaped pretty similarly. I don't have any revives. Oh. Why am I like this? We've got to use somebody else for a rollout. I've got a level 41. Do we have got any other rock users? Really? Oh, Lairon has a rock slide, but they're level 38. Kinda yikes. What about Barbacle? You don't know anything? You know any rock moves? You got Rock Blast, that counts. That for sure counts. And Rock Slide. Level 43, but it'll be okay. Wait. How do you get off of the roof? Oh. You can't really jump down there. Oh, I see. Okay. Nearly daybreak. Oh, shoot. A second Scyther? We made such good progress, but we're... I'm not gonna get any of these at this rate. Wait, where's the other trainer? Oh. There we go. Wait, I have to. I only have one potion. I have got to buy stuff. I've got to buy things. I don't have any items for my Pokemon ever. I wonder if we might have gotten one of those missions, actually. Super effective moves. No, we didn't take it. I thought it was out of 5. Shoot! Izor. Oh. Izor just hates to see a fire type coming. I just need 2 more super effective moves. No! Dang it. I wish I could keep my cards. I understand why you can't, but dang it. Like the progress. That's okay. We need to go... We'll just go to a bench or something. Oh. A Trubbish? Seems like a big battle zone. That's nice. Give her the sub. Oh, we gotta heal first. Completely forgot to do that. Should have done that probably before I changed the time of day, but it's okay. Okay, that's good. I'll take it. That's weird. The battle zone spawned right here. I need a card. Use super effective moves. Perfect. Oh, wait, is my Starmie's just still Mega Evolved? I was like, why is it saying that I can Mega Evolve right now? Back to him, maybe. Iglon. Wonderful. That was a good little chunk. Fairy type moves. Not helpful. You have any of those? No. What about you? You had charm. Oh, you have disarming voice. You can borrow that for a moment. Where is her Pokemon? Oh, it's the keys. Danny? Is it all my why do I have only water Pokemon on my team? It's just water and then Bois and Talonflame. Not ideal. Sometimes I really am a monotype trainer, honestly. Let's move some stuff around for a minute. Let's put one of the Skrelps on the team too. Where's my other Skrelp? Oh. We just need to get some levels here. Oh, it's Mega Evolved, right? This is fine. Alright, Metronome. Whirlpool. Nice. Very good. Dragonclaw. Sick. Dragon Pulse? Okay, good rolls, Clefable. Very good rolls. Yeah, big dog. Go work, Houndoom. We need more cards. I haven't even knocked anyone out with a fairy type move. Yikes. Super effective move. I mean, that's not bad. I roar. Can we? You're not gonna be able to sneak up on him. Oh, maybe? This surf was crazy. We didn't hit him! How is that possible? I forgot to use Disarming Voice to knock out once again. Really incredible, incredible work by me here. Well, at least we're still kind of getting it done. Ice type moves, that's, yeah, it's way better. Way better than what we're doing right now. Thank you, sir. Ground type moves? Don't think there's a lot of use in getting that right now. Thanks, Stormy. Why did that sound like a race car? Is it double edge? Alright, man. Grab this one. I don't think I have ground Pokemon on a team right now, but be alright. Feels so right to have Vaporeon on the team finally. Hi Lopar. Fun fact about Vaporeon. Go ahead, Tyler. Roll the dice. Hi Broski. Tyler. I am so angry. Mods. Okay. Nat 20 or nat 1? Easily nat 1. Critical failure. Honestly, you tripped and fall and you didn't even make it into chat. So tired. If I could go back in time and erase the person that made that copy pasta from existence, I would do it. I don't care who they are. I don't care what achievements they've made. I would erase their existence. I would obliterate them into nothingness, so I wouldn't have to read about Vaporeon being sexualized. It makes me so upset. You literally challenged me, I didn't even hesitate, not at all. There wasn't even like a second guess what it was either. Good old Tyrantrum. Whoa, he's so cool. Just kicks him. Oh. Oh, another Mega Aerodactyl? That's crazy. Hurricane. Uh-oh. This is not looking very good for us. Guys, we might be in trouble. Yay! The Hyper Beam buildup was kind of stressing me out a little bit. I've been hatching fossils all day to get the Amora and Tyrant shiny. Yes, I was just talking about that. I just saw the quest with Mabel, like in her laboratory, where you can get the fossil. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna shiny hunt Tyrant later. Absolutely. Guys, what's computer enhance? Oh, hold on. Let's heal first. Okay, let's get back out there.
Just followed.
Oh, the Greninja. Did we just never fight this guy? I tried. What did I use? Poison jab? Hey, Whippy. How's it going? Oh, she's got 3 Pokemon. So she got a Mega Evolution? Oh, Mega Abomasnow? Well, guess we'll never know. Guess we won't find out. We're almost there anyway, even though we've basically completed 0 cards. Oh. That's nice, at least. Get him. I summoned the ocean. Beautiful. We did it. Hooray! Okay, well, this is good. Now, go back over here. Hooray! What's happening here? It's all boarded up. Look at you, waiting like a good little girl. Excuse me. I imagine you must be asking yourself why I would want to meet in such a spot. This is Lysander Cafe. It was a very important place for anyone in Team Flare, though now it's an empty storefront. No one has any desire to rent a location so closely associated with such a disreputable group. And since no one wants it, we've taken the liberty of continuing to use it as a base for Team Flare. Or more rightfully, for Team Flare Nouveau. So, do you not have like a landlord? Like no one comes and checks in on this place? Ever? You're just like squatting it as a base? You do know about Team Flare, don't you? Of course I do. What could an outsider like you know what Team Flare really was? Grizel. Grissom, this kid is our enemy. She's nothing but an obstacle to all the goals we hope to achieve for Team Flare Nouveau. Oh god, I can't say it. There's no point in trying to explain everything to someone like this. Let's just get rid of her. The world has not been kind or forgiving towards those who are a part of Team Flare. I'm afraid it's all too understandable. Sad though it is, that some harden their hearts in response like Grizel here has done. You guys were going to create a mass extinction event. I'm afraid there's simply no stopping Grizel once she's set in a course of action. Though it will mean revealing your battle tactics to me before your promotion match. I must ask, please, won't you grant Grizel the battle she desires? I think I got a Skrelp on my team right now. Nouveau. Thank goodness I can do this real fast. Ooh, that would not have been very good. Yeah, we gotta make some minor adjustments here. I think we can actually, we could probably put Skrelp back on the team. Hold on. Let's just give you some candies. 45? Not bad, not bad. It actually wasn't good. That's not enough. Our team is so mismatched in levels right now. What level do you even evolve at, Skrelp? Does Skrelp even evolve by level? Hold on, I don't remember. How does Skrelp evolve? Oh, 48. That's pretty attainable, I would say. 46. We could get there. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't very much. 47. Dang, this is gonna take all of our stuff. It's okay. I want Mega Dragalge anyway. Sweet. Wonderful. Oh, actually, let's check U23. We're probably pretty close. Okay, my bad. I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't know what I thought Clefable was going to do there. Okay, we're pretty close to having enough to just get the. Whoops, wrong button. Mega Stone. God, I couldn't finish my thought. Sorry. Let's go to Quizartico. That's where I'm thinking it is. Hopefully we can get enough of this. Let's see how far away we are actually. I could also get Houndoomite. Can't forget about that. I have a frickin' Alpha Houndoom. Oh, or Clefableite. Well. Oh, I'm close to both of them, but I can't. Which one do I get? So hard to choose. They would both be so useful. Clefairies would probably be more useful. But I love Dragalge, so I'm just gonna pick Dragalge, okay? Get off my back, you guys. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the bad decision. Give it to me, please. Salamence, nice. There's also Skarmory. Hold on. I could get a Skarmory, but I'd have to go in that wretched Area 17. Or I could get Phalanxite. Not bad stuff. I don't have like a, I mean I have Bois obviously, but I already used all the stuff. As I've got what is it? The time sink fallacy, but it's pokey candy fallacy. Pokey candy sink fallacy. It's okay. Alright, let's heal up. Get back out there. But wait, hold on. Do I want to fight them looking like this? Like, hold on. Little shopping center. Can't I? Yeah, let's go to this one. Hold on, just bear with me. Well, we get some new clothes. I just feel like before I fight this rank B guy in Team Flare and they're talking all this shit to me, I should at least look a little bit more presentable. How do I get in this building? Oh. Oh wait. I was looking on the wrong side. Oh, okay, here it is. Here we go. But I've decided to treat myself to some retail therapy. Same. We're thinking the same way. Oh. Yeah, I'm okay on those shorts. Wait, I want to see the rest. This kind of goes crazy. Ooh. Wait. I love this. We're buying it in green and black. I like it. Oh, and the headband too? Well, yeah. The diamond pattern tights. Yeah, we will also be buying this. Wait. Flower earrings. Absolutely. What a great first shop. Oh my gosh. I'm just not feeling. Ooh. The Weavile. The Weavile set. I do like it. I don't know if I. Ooh. Like the earnet beanie. It's so cute. I want to see the logo on the head. That doesn't help. Those are okay. Those are alright. I look a mess right now. Just don't worry about it. We buy the clothes and then we put the outfit on later, you know? Where are my gloves right now? Oh, they're just black gloves. Oh, these are great. These are gradient? The black and green? Well, we gotta get those too to match our green outfit. The Mary Janes. Nice. And they have the little Megastone thing on them. That's cool. Pitch Black is 100K? I will be purchasing these. I will be making a purchase. Really cute. What can I say? They're really cute shoes. Oh. Oh, this is just a top. Oh, it's cute though. Ooh, the trench coat pantsuit goes kind of crazy. This does not, but this? We got the psychic eyes on this. That kind of goes wild. I almost feel like it'd look better on a boy though. It's cool though. It's just not. I gotta back out of that one, I think. Athletic wear? Oh, the Beware. Wait. It's so cute. Track pants. Yeah, I'm not really an active wear person at the moment. In this game. In my real life, I think all I wear is active wear, actually. Quite frankly. Oh. Not my gamer headset. It's white. I have to buy it. Thanks, Cam. I think so too. The beret. Oh, the Sylveon knit gloves that don't go with anything I own. Oh. I could get them in black. I'm just sucker for that stuff. I really am. Now we gotta go on the other side. What can I say? Oh, this is cool. I'm like recognizing the different brands that are in the game. Oh, the spiderweb headband. That's cute. Oh, very cute. The lacy ribbon socks. Yeah. Help myself. Spiderweb satchel, really cute, really cute. I need this freaking orange Flabébé. Cam, can you look up where to get orange Flabébé from? So, so I can complete this set. Ooh. Because I want to get the hair colors. I'm fairly certain that that's what that task gets me, is the rest of the hair colors. Get what from? Orange Flabebe. Where's she at? Her is cute. Ooh. Oh, it's a Squirt. That's really cute. What is on that? I can't tell. They kind of look like Spheals. I don't know. Love it. Obsessed. We're just spending all of our money. Oh, I accidentally entered the salon. Well. Let's see what they got. I do love it. I love it, and I like the extra long bangs too. They're cute. We'll switch up the teal though. Or maybe purple? Or maybe blue? Yeah. Oh wait, it's the wrong one. This is the one that I like the balayage. Blue Street, which is southwest of Blue Plaza. Okay. Thank you, Cam. That's a wild set. What am I looking at? The Giraffe Rig tights. The Psychic Thigh High socks are cool. It's like Xatu and this looks like Sigilith. That's fun. I'm Google for everyone. You're like Jarvis. I'm like, Cam? Please? Ooh. I like this sweater. This is a Squirt as well? Why? Why is everything a Squirt? We're just gonna get everything that looks even kind of cute. What is this? More of the psychic type stuff? The wide legs. Those are fun. I like the slacks. The slacks kind of go good. They kind of go crazy. Ooh. Like that romper too. But I need the belt to not be Giraffe Rig. Why? I don't want it to be Giraffe Rig. Wait, I didn't look at the hats. Whoops. Hi, Mofaka. How's it going? Studded headband is cute. Okay, now I think Blue Street's down here. There's the blue Pokemon Center. Blue sector. Oh, this is Blue Street. Hello. The Blue District. Going the right way. There's more flowers. But no Baby. If you didn't know, you can change the belt if you get another belt in the same set. Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, that is such a great tip. Thank you. Because I did buy that. I bought some shorts and I realized that I could change the belt, but I was like, I swear I didn't buy an individual belt. So I couldn't figure out how I did it, but that makes so much sense. Ah, shoot. Come on, get him. Sweet. Okay, now I need to go to my mission list. Oh, perfect. It is right here. Just staring downtown, playing like I owe some money. I went so far before I figured that out. Thank you. That's actually such a good tip. Oh, we have to do this individually, huh? Wait. Oh, that's why they do it individually, so you can just do... Okay, well... Oh well. I wish I could just say that I got them all. I'm sorry, but that lady's haircut is just not it. She's got some short bangs and some short hair all the way around. It's a little pixie. I think maybe if she had a little bit longer bangs, it would look a little bit nicer on her. That's just my humble opinion, though. Okay, only upside to this is we get an up close look at Flabebe, who is extremely cute. So that's that's the plus side. But all the vibrant deities makes me want to mix up even more hair colors. Eat aqua, purple, passion pink. Yay! Okay, I wanted aqua, I'm pretty sure, so. I had a feeling they were going to do some kind of like cyan or something. That was my hope. Excellent. Yay! It's beautiful! The balayage. Yes, I think we will stick with this. I just want... Oh, sorry. My microphone. 1 second, guys. Alright, testing. Does that sound better? Hopefully. You're good? Okay. Yeah, sometimes, Ooh. Yes. I love it. Sorry. Sometimes the, my microphone will just, like the voice meter that I use will just stop working. It's It's really cool. Really big fan of it happening. What if we just tried a little? I'm just getting a little lost, I think. I think we go back to our long wavy. We can keep the long bangs. I was too excited about this electric blue. Yeah, I like this. Whoops. Okay, now. Oh yes, we just gotta change some stuff up a little bit. Yes, my chunky sneakers. I just love them. Oh, so many ways. This feels like homage to the cosplay I did, so it makes me want to wear it. But I feel like if I wear it, I have to commit with the rest of the outfit, so we'll just do the romper for now. Oh wait. Yeah. Yes. Now I'm Pokemoning it up. Okay. Alright, now we can go fight these guys. Sorry, I just had to really take a moment there. You need help with these Trubbish. The Trubbish, if you would just follow, they'll follow you if you carry this big bag of nasty trash. Okay. Alright, Trubbishes. Good luck. What do I need good luck for? Here, come here, Scolipede. I can't take Scolipede out? Look at that. Come on. Come on, little fellas. Let's go to the garbage. Look, I got some big tasty garbage for you. Oh, something smells a bit off. Come on. I have to RP walk? You doing a Phalanx impression? Seems tough, but hang in there. This guy. Come on, little guys. God, they're so cute. An outing with a troop of Trubbish, huh? Nice work. Hey, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Here you go, little Trubbishes. Makes you think, doesn't it? Coexisting with Pokemon doesn't just mean sharing the same space. The Trubbish love our food just like humans do, but it wouldn't work to have them eat at our cafe right next to our other customers. Maybe coexisting with Pokemon sometimes means knowing the right distance to keep. I mean, that's a pretty good lesson for real animals. Pokemon, I feel like, are a little bit different. Then again, at night, everyone's earthquaking and surfing on top of people's apartment buildings, so you know what? She's probably right. She's probably correct. Alright, this said Cafe Ami, so I was like... Warranty? Like, do you get to play with your Pokemon here, or is it the same as always? Thanks, famous last words. How do I get frickin' Scolipede and me in the photo here, though? Back up, maybe? How do I get Scolipede to look at me? Wow, now this is a nice picture. Maybe can I just wait? Can I wait for Scolipede to emote? Oh, wrong emote. Hey, I'll take it. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's just walk down here. When the sweet Alabama is what? my Scolipede? My beautiful Scolipede? My best friend? Who's a little bit slow even though he's a horse. Alright. Sorry, I just had to go I just had to go get a nice outfit. Now we can fight. What game is this? This is Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch 2. Fight me. I will. And I'll win. I'm going to burn you to the ground. There won't be enough of you left to fight in the ZA Royale. Whoa. Guys, do you think she uses fire Pokemon? I feel like she should have a Hisuian Zoroark with her hair. Talonflame. Yeah, that's fair. Camerupt. That's not her Mega though. Yikes. Hurry, Starmie, hurry! Aerodactyl. This is also not her. Oh shoot. I assumed the Charizard was hers, but oh. Uh-oh. Rip. I should have not tried to. I should have sword danced first, and then I think it would have been fine. High Roar. Okay, this was one of the ones that got spoiled for me. I've got to win this battle. We can't let anyone stand in our way. Oh, she's actually got a ring. He still didn't get the... Dang it. Oops. Oh, we might be in trouble. Icy Wind. Okay. Yikes. Roll out, please. No! It was me. Damn it. Tyler's prophecy lives on. Its main is fire kanji, is poetry. It's true. It is cool. I actually like that it looks like Fire Blast. I think it's kind of fun. It's not like my favorite mega by any means, but I do think that part's kind of fun. All right. You know, my water only team would have been fine had I just trusted it a little more. It's hard being right all the time. Listen. That's just for Grizel, okay? I just have to always give the NPCs a chance. That's really what it is. Probably should have megged for alligator, but it's okay. There we go. Oh, move, Talonflame! When you switch in, it always feels so bad. I get it though, because like they don't want you to abuse it, obviously. Hey, Vern. Have a good one. So I'm assuming that this mega also is the same for the male and female form. Because it has the lung on the top, is what made me think that. Kick him. No gender difference between them, sadly. I kind of get it. Like, we might as well make one that'll combine them. I lost. My Pokemon lost. That was well fought. I expected nothing less from Team MZ's new ace, the one who seeks to save Lumio City. I'd say it's time for a little coffee break. Voila! One Ember Roast, our signature drink at Nouveau Cafe. Thanks. I should have perked up the Pokemon who battled for us as well. Oh, true. Yeah, that did happen with the Appleton line, huh? Teach you about the true history of Team Flare and what it is we hope to accomplish. Please join us inside. Some of the NPCs, I just cannot decide on a voice. And so my voices keep flailing around. I'm sorry. The fiery red of Lysander's burning passion. That's what fills this Lysander Cafe. And here in this place, I'd like to explain to you why I chose to battle in the Zia Royale. Shall we begin with Team Flare? You see, the group known as Team Flare provided a place for people to come together and help one another, all to achieve a more beautiful world. However, our leader, a man named Lysander, grew disillusioned with humanity over time. Fearing what the future might bring, he set his sights on a new goal of his own, to reduce the number of people in the world. In the end, Lysander made a truly foolish choice. He chose to use the ultimate weapon. Do you know about the ultimate weapon, which nearly burned the Kalos region off the map? That weapon was Az creation. You may only see Az as the kindly figure who has provided you with a place to call home, but if he had never built something so horrifying as the ultimate weapon, then Lysander would have never been driven to such madness. And we in Team Flare wouldn't have become society's outcasts. And now it appears Az is out to save Lumiose, relying on the support of your Team MZ. Honestly, it's laughable. My apologies. I imagine you don't know how to respond to such an unexpected outpouring. And of course you might not believe a word that I've said. This is why I invite you, Charlie, to witness the truth yourself. In a Pokemon battle, perchance? You'll see. Open sesame! He really said sesame. Beyond the door lies the former Lysander Labs. It was a faculty used to research in the days when Team Flare was still active. And it was down there that we learned Az's secrets for ourselves. That's where we learned of the terrible weapon that Az created. You must see the truth with your own eyes if you are to fully understand how awful it is. Lysander Labs was designed to be a labyrinth, and of course plenty of wild Pokemon have taken over the place since it was abandoned. You might be done in before you ever get to see the truth for yourself. Gotta try. Oh my god, it's 1 in the morning? Dude, how does this keep happening? I figured enough time had passed for you to have gotten yourself in some trouble. Let me guess, you're down in Lysander Labs? If so, there should be an elevator right in front of you, see it? You'll need to find an elevator key. There should be one lying around here somewhere. Dokie, Mabel. Shoot. Alright, I think I have to save here, because I've got work. I've got work tomorrow, you guys. I can't be starting a labyrinth right now. Dang it. I'm really enjoying this game though. And I'm excited to play more of it tomorrow, maybe? We'll see. Tomorrow's not usually a stream day for me, but we might be able to play it tomorrow. If not, I will definitely see you guys on Thursday. Trying to think if there's anything else I was gonna bring up before I go to bed. Okay, just recap because I talked about in the beginning of stream. Chroma TCG, local card shop. I'm partnered with them. They've given me a bunch of stuff to give out. So I haven't decided exactly on a day yet, but we're gonna do a giveaway stream with some of these packs where I can also rip for you and then send you the cards. And I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be so much fun. I think it's gonna be a good time. And hopefully you guys get some good pulls. But for now, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you, if not tomorrow, Thursday. So have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.